Okay, how's everybody doing today? We're going to play the game I play every week. Let's see if I am going to stick to my guns and say I'm only going to do this for 30 minutes or so and not end up at an hour or so. So let's just start talking about what's going on. And no better time than the present. Then we'll just go into my nerd time here. So let's see what the market's doing. I actually have not looked, I swear. Oh, let's see here. Last 7 days, we've had 1,054 new listings. As you know, that's going to be down because we've been having about 1,200 or so for a bit. I think last week we had about 1,100. Now, price decreases are staying about the same, 1,765. So technically, what's that, about 70% more price decreases than houses actually coming on the market. Price increases, which I never understand. Like I said, I've actually been last week contributed to this because the seller wanted to raise their price even though their house wasn't selling. But hey, people don't sometimes understand that stuff. Under contract, under listing, 796 if my math serves me correct, and 607 for sold. So we are back up to the new little number. You know, we had some little bit of backtrack for the expireds and a little bit of backtrack for the sales. They had dropped into the high 500s, so we're in the low 6s again. I'll hope we can get back to the 9s that we were a few months ago. Quite a few withdrawals. The expired still aren't that bad yet, but I'll expect in the next month or two, we're going to start seeing a lot of expireds, especially with the short-term contracts. So let's go ahead and go in and let's see what's sold. So we're going to go ahead and first look at active. Let's break this down to Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. And active right now, we have, drum roll please, other than being a lot, it looks like it may, and it actually increased again. So we are now officially in the Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson area, over 10,000. So we actually have more on the market, which makes sense. Fewer sales with more coming on. And let's break this down a little bit more. Let's see what we got on the market for. Let's start with condos. So for condos, why did I go there? We have 1108 for townhomes. We have 761, putting them together for 1869. Single family, $8,032. So up a little bit more in that one also. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what people really want to see. How are prices doing? At least that's what I hope you want to see. So let's go ahead and see what has sold since the beginning of the month. I did do a restart this week. Last week was not great. Let's see. So we'll just start with single family today. 947 sold since the beginning of the month. And I'm nervous here Nervous in the service. And it is still holding tight there. The median price is not changing. So it looks like the market is actually stabilizing. 542 on the average, five as you were 450. Days on market has gone up dramatically. As you can see, median is 24, average of 32. So these are numbers you should shoot for. Let's go on back here. Let's break it down by condos and townhomes. We'll put them together because that's the way the board does it, just for grins and giggles. Pull something up while I'm doing that. So we are currently looking at 247 sold. Median price of 260, average of 287. And we compare that against last month. So interesting. Condos have actually come down a little bit. As you can see, 260 from 264.9. So condos are not faring as well as single family houses, and slight, I mean, it's barely an increase for the two of these if you look here as far as the units available. So I would still call us at about 4 months of inventory, which in theory, Marge, communism works in theory. We are still in a seller's market, yet it does not feel that way because of that. It's just continuing the way it is. So now that we got those numbers out of the way, what I wanted to talk a little bit about today is I came to a realization. I just finished a home inspection this morning, and I was going to buy myself a new pair of shoes, of all things. And on the drive, I started thinking about something. Have you realized that prices have actually continued to go up, if you think about it, and not gone down? That's the craziest thing you probably heard. You're all going like, prices have gone down. Yeah, the price has gone down, but the costs continue to go up dramatically. So I'm going to show you and kind of illustrate. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead to a mortgage calculator here. So let me bring that up to kind of show you. So let's just look at the top of the market. So we're just going to be using single family homes for now. We're going to make an assumption that you're putting, I don't know, 5% down. Interest rates before this crap started was a little over 3, so I'm going to use 3.25. I'm going to get rid of the rest of these numbers just so they add up a little bit better. Assume a conventional loan. I'm going to assume a conventional loan. So back at the top of the market, or I'm sorry, near top. Yeah, actually the top, because things are a little bit lagging. Anything that's sold at the top went into contract a month or two prior. Your payment would have been $19.92. Now, current state of things, and I'm going to be generous here, and I'm going to say it's 6%. You'll see it when I'm being generous in a moment. So your payment has gone from $19.92 to $25.63. Payments continue to go up. That's what you got to pay. Yet the prices were going down. This is what I'm saying. The price of housing didn't go down. It continued to go up, and in the worst way humanly possible. So let's get where I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. So let's just look at last week. So last week, if you have a 780 credit score FHA cost you 5.875. VA, which was doing great, 5.625. A conventional loan was 6.5%. And if you did 20, I still don't understand this, 6.625%. I'd really love to look at some other numbers because that doesn't even make sense to me. But let's now look at this week. FHA loan, 6.125%. VA, 6.125%. Conventional, 3%. Still not making any sense to me. 6.875. 5% is 6.625. So if you're not getting that, interest rates are continuing to go up. And here's the worst part. They're about to go up again. For those of you who don't know, the Fed is meeting on the 21st, and all the predictors say that they are going to raise interest rates by 0.75%, and some say as much as 1%. If that happens, which it seems likely because we still have a lot of inflation going on, they're trying to cool down the economy. Like I've said before, we are not, mortgage rates are not tied to that Fed rate, but it's tied to the 10-year bond, and that affects the 10-year bond, which is going to affect mortgage rates. So I would expect to see at least another 0.5% within a month or so, which means you could easily be paying over 7%, 7.5%, who knows? And that's, imagine what that's going to do. Let's just do a hypothetical. Let's pretend that prices don't go up anymore. They definitely could go down, but let's say interest rates go up to, so remember I said I was generous here, 6%. You can see how generous I was. And that's 25.63, 1992 at the top of the market with the interest rates the way they were. So let's take these interest rates and let's just do 7%. We're not going to go over that. Remember, 25.63. We've just gone to 28.44. So a month from now, if prices stay the same, you're going to be paying $190 more per month, $190 on your mortgage. So something's got to give. One of two things is going to happen. And the thing I think is probably going to happen is we're going to start seeing some more price reductions, because as the interest rates go up, people can afford less and less. And as they afford less and less, there are fewer offers out there for houses, which is going to drive more people to lower their prices. And it just continues and continues on. So we're just going to have to see what happens if those interest rates go up, which they probably will within the next month or so. So if you're out there shopping, I would probably lock as soon as humanly possible, because even if you were to have a major reduction, so let's say it stayed at 7% and prices, just plummeted, went down to 420, now 430. So $20,000 drop. Let's see here. You're still paying more than you would have paid at 450 at 6%. It's amazing, right? So look at this, 450 at 6%. Yeah, not great. Let's say the bottom gets ripped out by the end of the year and it goes down to 400,000. Your payment at 7% will be 22.8078. My goodness. So what could you have afforded? Oops, that's at 6%. Got to do that 7. So if it dropped to 400,000, stayed the same interest rates, what we're expecting, and the bottom falls out, you're still paying 28, which is $530 more than somebody who bought at the top of the market paying 482 with 3.25%. This is why I'm saying prices have actually continued to go up. It's just that the prices included what's going on with interest rates. So kind of like when interest rates went down, people went nuts. They went and bought houses. COVID happened, and more people realized they had to work from home. So, and one of the things I'm kind of worried about is a lot of people relocated because their job said they could work remotely. Now the pandemic is pretty much over and nobody even thinks about it anymore, even though, yeah, people are still dying and everything. Nobody's thinking about it. It's like that movie, you ever seen The Beach, where everybody was partying, the guy got sick, and he was ruining their vibe, so they took him out in the woods so they can continue partying. Yeah, all the people with COVID, they're taken out in the woods so everyone else can party. It is what it is. So next thing I want to talk about, let me get my notes here. Kind of what's going on and what I'm seeing in the market right now. So big thing I'm seeing in the market is because there's so much stuff out there, the buyers have become ultra picky. Stuff that would have just disappeared 6 months ago, buyers are like, I mean, it's a complete reversal. I can remember before we hit this wall, I was doing a home inspection. Today. The seller was there and she was talking about what had happened. A house sold in a day. And, we were the winning bid. Yay, us. That one couple, the husband got down on his knees in front of her and started just begging her and crying to accept his offer because they couldn't find anything. Can you imagine that? And to be honest, it probably happened all the time. I remember one, we didn't get it, and there was another buyer. The seller was telling me how one lady just sat on the bed in the owner's suite. Now you can't say master bedroom anymore. In the owner's suite, and she refused to move. Her husband's like, "We got to go," and it's like, "No, I have to have this house. We've been putting in so many offers. I mean, she's just like, throwing a fit. A grown woman. Now, 6 months later, everybody's doing this stuff. Closed on a house a couple of weeks back. The couple arrived last week, put them in the house. And that was actually the fourth house that they had put an offer in and actually gotten. Put an offer in on the first house, and the seller, not getting with the program, said they wanted to wait until they got more offers. And no, actually on the first one, the agent wanted to vet everything. So the agent spent so much time vetting, a better house came on the market. So then went on to that house, put an offer in, and then the seller played I'm not going to take an offer for a week and a half because all the activity I've had, all these people are going to put in offers. Nobody put in an offer. Now, what's funny about this house, the house they actually ultimately ended up with, is they had a house to sell in another state. That's why they only got the keys last week. The agent who wrapped that house said, "Okay, we'll accept the offer, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it as active in the MLS. If an offer comes in, we're going to give you 24 hours to remove the contingency of your house sale." The house was active for over a month until their house closed in the other state. Do you know they received 0 offers in that month? And it was a gorgeous, I wish I could show you a picture of this house. It's so gorgeous. Great part of town, gated neighborhood, house is in fantastic shape. They actually had it listed for under what it was worth, and we offered even less and got it. And that's what's in people's minds right now. The inspection I had today, it was a situation where uh, they kind of did the same, mirrored the same thing. It's just instead of the seller or the agent waiting too long, trying to do all this vetting and stuff, what they did was it was the sellers were coming back with like counter offers and stuff, and these folks were like, "Yeah, let's go to the next one. I'm going to push. We're not going to do any counter offers." And in each case, the listing agent's coming back like, "Hey, is your what's going to happen there?" It's like, "No, not doing it. They're going on to the next house." Well, you're calling back. You sure they're at the next house? We can make something work now, because I'm doing the same thing for my listings. It, it's night and day, and yet we actually have a seller's market, and that's what makes it so funny that we have a seller's market, and this stuff is happening in the exact opposite. Yeah, we have 8 times the inventory we had before, 8 times the days on market, but we're still in a seller. We haven't even hit a normal market yet. Nowhere close. Yet everybody is panicking, and then all the buyers are taking advantage and exacting revenge like crazy. So the ones who are suffering right now are the homeowners who had nothing to do with all of the run-ups. Yet, c'est la vie. It is what it is. Okay, I've pontificated enough. I got about 21 minutes in here. I'll stall for a little bit of time. There are a couple of folks here. If anybody has any questions, I'll just talk. If it's about real estate, it's about real estate. Right now, the only thing I'm really doing is getting ready for some carnival we have at the end of the month. By the way, you're all invited. I'm inviting everyone from YouTube because we're allowed to invite anyone we want. You want to meet me in person? Show up at the carnival. A note to my assistant, make sure you put the carnival information down there. It's on the 29th from 4 to 8 at our office. No matter what, my office information is the info tab because I'm required to have it there. And I think she puts it down below too. So come on out to our carnival. Enjoy it. Meet me in person if you want to. I'd love to see you. That's it. As far as what I'm doing is they had a bunch of lame games, and they wanted people to have offices to volunteer, participate and run a carnival game. Yeah, all the games they have is little kiddie crap, duck pond and all that stuff. I'm like, nah, I have to pimp things out. So I put down I was going to have a shooting gallery. So this just arrived today. Guns for kids. So it's actually, I recently learned about these things. They're called gel blasters. This is like real big in Australia, kind of like how airsoft used to be big in Japan and England because you couldn't have guns. So this is the new thing in Australia. So those will be loaded up with the gel bullets, and I actually have like targets that will fall over, and then when you knock them all down, they'll pop back up. Guns for kids. No, and they probably going to have like little lame prizes and stuff. I made my own prizes. Here's one of the prizes I made. The silver bullet. It's actually a breacher bottle opener. Made like a 50 cal BMG. That's one of the prizes. Something else I'm doing are lithophanes. You may not, let's see if you can see one of these. So it looks like some kind of weird 3D print, but all of the layers in it will create, see if you can see it, will create that image. So you see, yeah, I think you can see it. So they're kind of cool. That's one of the things I'm doing. I've made these pencil holders. I got some Harry Potter ones. I'm making some R2-D2s. And I'm still debating. I can't figure out if I'm going to do this or not. More guns for kids, and these will possibly be prizes. I'm going crazy with my 3D printer. So like this one is a rubber band gun. It's a Glock 17. It actually like works. So those are my guns for kids. And I'm still tap dancing here. Does anybody have any questions? I'm sure no one wants to hear about my being a total nerd making crap for a carnival. Of those who may want to come out and join me and see if I get in trouble for making guns for kids to give out. I'll make the little tip red. Don't want to get in too much trouble. Come on. By now, I usually have a couple of questions. Okay, so we pretty much talked about what's going on in the market this week. Everything is stabilized over the last almost month, especially in single family houses. The biggest shoe that may drop is more interest rate hikes, which may affect things. And I actually predict that it may affect a few things because, like I said, if it goes up 1%, which it probably will, you've got almost $200 more in payment, which is a bit. So, I mean, that's like a couple of tanks of gas. Yeah, gas prices have gone down. Still no questions. Okay. I don't have too much more to talk to you guys about. Since there are no questions tonight, seems like it's going to be an easy Sunday night. Go enjoy yourselves, and I will see you next week. Appreciate anybody who's watched this live, anybody who's watching on the replay. Again, you're invited to the carnival because you're my viewers. If you're in Las Vegas, it's on the 29th at our offices. Information for the offices and info tab. Want you to enjoy yourselves for the rest of the day. It's still hot, but it's beautiful. And those of you who are not familiar with Vegas, we got about another 2 weeks of this. And then it starts to get really nice. Okay? So, see everyone. And of course, the obligatory stuff. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe if you found a little bit of value. If you have any questions, please ask them. Most importantly, if you want to get on my calendar, my calendar link should be below. If not, I think she has it in the info tab. And as always, call, text, email, reach out, and enjoy the rest of your day.